Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to XYZ News. Today, we'll be talking about something major that has just happened that you might not have heard about. A man named Dr. Francis Collins has just made a very important discovery about cystic fibrosis and the gene that causes it. Now, Dr. Francis is no ordinary man, but it might seem like he is. He was born on April 14th in 1950. He was homeschooled by his mother for most of his life, and he said that most of his knowledge came from his mom. He did have an early interest in science, and he proceeded to receive a bachelor's degree later on in his life from University of Virginia. He then continued on to Yale to earn a master's and a PhD. During Collins' time at Yale, he purposely avoided the field of biology, claiming it was chaotic and unpredictable. But then a required course in his field of study quickly sparked his interest and he changed his major. In 1984, he then joined the staff at University of Michigan, where his name has become quite popular. He just discovered the gene that has caused cystic fibrosis. Today, we have a special guest, Dr. Laura Brown, to tell us a bit more about cystic fibrosis and the gene that causes it. Hi, thank you so much for having me here today. Yeah, it is my pleasure. So, what can you tell us about cystic fibrosis? Yeah, so cystic fibrosis isn't really something that you would ever want to have. It's a very dangerous disease, and it was a disease that we've been trying to solve for a very long time. So, cystic fibrosis is a progressive genetic disease that affects multiple parts of the body, including the lungs, pancreas, and many other vital organs. So today, there are over 40,000 adults and children in the US alone that are living with this disease. Protein is responsible for maintaining the balance of salt and water in many areas throughout the body. The protein creates a certain type of chloride, and without the chloride, the mucus in your body becomes very thick and sticky. The reason that the CFTR protein plays a big role in this is because it is greatly affected by cystic fibrosis. The main mutation is in the cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator gene, which greatly affects the CFTR protein. This mucus then clogs the airways and traps germs like bacteria, and it can cause many infections, it can cause inflammation, and even respiratory failure. Now, in the pancreas, the mucus stops the release of enzymes that help the body absorb food and other key nutrients, resulting in malnutrition and poor growth. This is especially dangerous for children. Now, in the liver, the mucus can block the bile duct, causing liver disease, and in men, it can affect their ability to have children. As you can tell, this disease is a disease that affects how people live their lives. The fact that Dr. Francis was able to find the gene that causes this is such a huge deal because knowing what gene causes it, we can do gene therapy, which is basically like fixing the gene. We could even just replace the gene in its entirety. Just knowing what gene causes it is amazing. We're hoping that with this information, thousands upon thousands of lives will be saved throughout the world. That's crazy. I never knew that that was such a big problem among so many people. Yeah, it's such a big problem that really not that many people know about. Well, there you have it, folks. This wonderful story on a wonderful man, Dr. Francis Collins. We'll see you next time on XYZ News.